Welcome everybody once again. And this video, I'm going to try to answer some questions that are coming on my Facebook, on my YouTube comments, and I appreciate all of you guys who are throwing in your questions, your doubt about stuff that I'm speaking on. So recently, I have put a video on yoga and qigong, and there's a beautiful question there that I want to address today. And also, there are some questions that have come on my Facebook. So, first question that I want to address is uh, the person says in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 9, it talks about when the Israelites enter promised land, they should not follow the practices of that nation. Isn't the Bible saying not to follow the practices like qigong or yoga and all that stuff? So first and foremost, we need to understand uh, yoga and qigong has nothing to do with religious practices. People have made it their religious practices, but it has to do with spiritual practices. When I say spirituality, spirituality is a universal term. It is not a religious term. Spirituality doesn't depend, is not owned by any religion. It's not owned by Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Jews, no one. Spirituality has no religion. So when I talk about yoga and when I talk about qigong, in its very organic form, it is a spiritual practice. It is not a religious practice. Later on, it might have evolved, or because in India most of the people were Hindus, they have accepted as their religious practice because they would practice their spirituality. um, so to make it simple, you have to understand there are three things involved in yoga and qigong. One is breathing exercise. Second one is meditation, and third one is physical exercise or physical activity or body movements. So these three things are involved. So let's look at it at very basic and organic form. Does breathing have religion? I would like to ask you this question. Does breath work, or breathing have any religion? And the answer is no. Everyone breathes, and everyone need to learn how to breathe properly so that your brain, your body is oxygenated well, and so that your mind is in a proper state to engage with God, with the divine who is there within you. Second question is, uh, uh, if you go to a gym, you do exercise, or you do any kind of exercise or play games or physical activity, does that have any religion? And the answer is no. Uh, so no physical activity in its pure essence has religion. And the third question is, does meditation or mindfulness, what we call it, just being meditating, just be focusing on your breath, concentrating on yourself, concentrating on the divine being, does that have religion? And the answer is, of course, that it has no religion. No religion can own these activities. It is purely, in its pure essence, a spiritual practice. And so I want to say, does energy has any religion? Energy has no religion. breath Breath work has no religion. We have the Westerners, like people like Wim Hof. Wim Hof has invented his own breathing technique called as Wim Hof breath work. And if you really go to see that breath work, I mean, the whole Western community and everybody around the world is following Wim Hof breathing method because it is very scientific. But if you really go to see at its pure essence, this kind of breath work was, and Wim Hof does something called as ice bath. These things of breathing and ice bath was done by the yogis of India in the Himalayas. And we have enough of evidence and proof. And just because a Western person has taken it and is practicing it without connecting it to any religion, people are accepting it. But Wim Hof is practicing a spirituality. And so when it comes to Wim Hof, we all want to say, oh, that is right and this is wrong. I mean, in the purest form, in a purest philosophical form, pranayama, breathing technique of the yogic breathing technique, the yogic exercises, Qigong, all these exercises and breathing technique has no religion. It is in its pure essence. It helps to build yourself, build your breath, build your body, your soul, your spirit, and in turn, it can help you to connect with the Father, with the divine within you. So that's my answer. I believe yoga has no religion. I believe Qigong has no religion. The second question is, somebody asked me on Facebook, and the person is asking me this question, says, if yoga is 5,000 years old and Christ came 2021 years ago, why did he not teach his disciples yoga? It seems strange that if something was created to bless our mind, body, and spirit, and it was created before Christ came, that he would not teach people about it, considering you believe that Christ is in us, all us, and over us. So basically, this person is saying, how come these practices were before Christ, and why didn't Christ teach us yoga or Qigong? So from which religion did Jesus come from? A Jewish religion. And there is enough of evidence that the Jews did breath work. And I explained to you in this in the video, they would breathe the name of God. They would never pronounce the name of God. So they would do something in Indian culture, in Indian tradition, the yogic tradition, it is called pranayama, the breathing technique. So were they practicing it? Only the names are different, but actually they were doing the breath work. Here in India, people were doing breath work. There in Chinese philosophy, Chinese Eastern philosophies, they are doing a breath work. So what is wrong in that? Now, why did it exist before Jesus came onto this earth? My dear friends, I want to tell you that Jesus did not come on this earth 2000 years ago. Yes, he came 2000 years ago, manifested as flesh, no doubt about it. But Jesus Christ, whom we call, existed throughout the creation. He existed even before the creation. And I want to speak out this. John chapter 1 verse 1 says, in the beginning was the word was with God, and the word was God, and he was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. So Christ always existed in this earth, on this earth, in everything, in every being, even before he manifested in flesh. Okay. And the third thing this person is asking, why did Jesus didn't teach yoga or all these things? See, guys, John chapter 21 verse 25 says, Jesus did many other things as well. If every one of them were written down, I suppose that even the whole world would not have room for the books that would be written. So certain things the Bible does not emphasize because it is taken for granted. I mean, the Jewish prayed by breath work. They prayed by breath work, and I'm sure, and the Jews also meditated. And so when we talk about prayer in a Jewish context, it was taken for granted. It was breath work, meditation. So it was already there. Why would Jesus simply repeat something which is already there? You see? And so there was no need for Jesus or the biblical people to write things which were understood commonly. So they Why would they write that again? And it says, if everything was written, then the books of the world would not be enough. And I'm sure that Jesus did teach his disciples. Jesus did teach his followers. And I believe personally, Jesus himself practiced these form of modalities. He did breathe. He did practice breath work. He did practice meditation, and he did practice, I believe, uh, uh, you might call it yoga, or somebody might call it Qigong, or somebody might just say he just practiced physical activities, bodily movements. And I do believe all those three things, because these are the three things which were done basically to help our body, mind, and spirit. So that's what I wanted to share. I hope this helps you. Bless you. See you for the next video. Do comment, share, and like this video. Thank you very much.